G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video we will review how I went in round 24 and then I'll give you my round 25 tips. So we're only going to review this rapidly, not going to talk too much about the games. But yeah, if you can't tell, perfect round of footy. 8 out of 8 and that gives me 10 points for the round. So yeah, absolutely take that. I think a lot of people probably got a perfect round this week, let's be honest. Let me know in the comments, did you get a perfect round? And while you're down there, maybe leave a like on the video and hit that sub button if you're new here. All right, guys, so to start things off, I backed the Panthers to beat Manly. I think everybody did. I tipped Panthers 13 plus, though, and they got the job done there by 12. So, look, good, relatively good win for the Panthers, but I thought you can't take too much out of this one. Both players had key players injured. I thought Manly were pretty good though, so credit to them. But Penrith set the benchmark for why they're the best. To be fair, all right. Next up, we've got the Sharks and the Titans. I took Cronulla to win this one, 13 plus. They got the job done there, 36-6, quite convincingly as well. Shout out to Tino for scoring the try. All right, next up, Broncos versus Eels. Obviously got this one right. I think I took the Broncos 1-12 though in this one. Don't think I took them 13 plus. Mitch Moses got injured. He is out for the season. Broncos looked pretty good in this game. To be fair, I think they were the team of the round, if I'm being honest. Very, very clinical. And yeah, good win for them. Next up, obviously took my bunnies here. I did tip them 1-12. Did not think they'd win this one by more than 1-12. Still not confident in their run to the finals, but at the end of the day, you always have to support your club, and I did that. Tipping the Rabbitohs there, 1-12. They got the job done by 12 points. Next up, I took the Warriors in this one over the Tigers, tipped them 13 plus. Thought they'd get a really good win there over the Tigers. To the Tigers' credit, they were brave, they were strong. I think they're going to get a win soon. I really do. So good game for the Tigers in my opinion. But look, the Warriors are they're on another level this year. They really are. Next up, took the Roosters 1-12 over the Dolphins. They won this one 13 plus. Good win there for the Roosters. Pretty strong win too. Like, they were a bit disappointing in the first half, but that second half was absolutely clinical. Very good win there for the Roosters. Next up, we've got the Storm against the Raiders. Good win there for Storm. I believe I backed Storm 1-12. Don't think I backed them 13 plus. But yeah, very, very good win for Melbourne. And then finally, Knights over the Bulldogs. Took them obviously 13 plus. I backed them by 18. They ended up winning by 36 points. So very strong win there for the Knights. And for the Bulldogs, I just don't know what direction they go in now. I really don't. Because they're relatively full strength now. It is disappointing to see that. I had them making the finals this year. I personally think they've gotten worse than last year. Hopefully with the signings next year they can do better, but I just don't know. All right, round 25 action. We start things off on Thursday night. Cowboys against the Sharks. This should be a really good game. I do think the Cowboys get the job done up there in North Queensland. However, the Sharks have been playing some pretty good footy as of late. I just think the Cowboys in Townsville will be too strong. They'll get a 1-12 win there over the Sharks. Next up, Warriors stay in New Zealand and they should get a good win here over Manly. I think this game will be relatively close for the most part. I do think Manly will put up a fight. They've proved they can be resilient this year. Do I think it'll be 1-12? No, I think the Warriors will run away with it at the end. I'm backing the Warriors in with a 13 plus win there against the Seagulls. Next up, we've got the Eels and the Roosters, the Friday night clash. Now, I'd love to tip the Eels. I really, really would, but they are not beating the Roosters, not without Mitch Moses. I'm assuming you'll probably see either Arthur play halfback or maybe Dejan Arce will move back into the halves. I'm not too sure what the Eels are going to do, but with Sam Walker likely coming back for the Roosters, I think the Roosters will put on a 13 plus win there over the Eels. I know it's a CommBank and I know the Eels do play well there. I just can't see it happening. I think the Roosters will be way too good in this game. Hurts me to say that, but I just do. Next up, Tigers and Dolphins. I think Ironically, this could be one of the games of the round. I really do. Both sides, uh, they're itching for a win. They want to get a win. I generally think that this is an upset for the top. Well, it's technically an upset. Like, what's the tipping? Where 72% going the Dolphins. No, I think the Tigers win this. I really do. I think it's played at Combank as well, so I think it's. I believe it's a Combank. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the Tigers will be way too good here. Well, not way, but like, I think a 1-12 margin is sufficient. I think the Tigers will get the job done here, and yeah, look, I think it'll be a relatively close game. But yeah, Tigers getting up for me. So Tigers fans, hopefully you guys will have something to cheer about this weekend. Next up, Titans and the Panthers. Look, I think the Panthers win this one, and I'm going to say 4 tries. We'll go 20. I'll make it a little bit more respectable, but I can't. Sorry, Blaze brother, I can't see the Titans getting close in this one. I know it's at home, but yeah, I think this could be an absolute cricket score put on, especially with the Panthers. They would have wanted to put Manly to the sword last week, and Manly showed resilience. I think Panthers are going to be a bit annoyed about that. They're going to come out. They're going to want to play hard. I think they get the job done quite comfortably here over the Titans. Next up, Dragons and Storm. Look, I think Storm continue their form from last week. That was an incredible win over the Raiders, 48-2. I think they take that into this week. Dragons were horrible against the Rabbitohs on the weekend, and I reckon Storm could win this by 50. I'm going to say obviously 13 plus, but definitely think Storm could put a cricket score on the Dragons. Next up, the Knights and the Rabbitohs. And look, if I'm a Knights fan, I'm feeling extremely disrespected that they are not the favourites in this one. I think they've won like 6 on the trot. Rabbitohs have been absolutely horrible over the last 2 to 3 months, I'd say. Like, they've been, abysmal. Like, so disappointing. So, if I was a Knights fan, I'd feel extremely disrespected about them coming in at $2.10, and I guarantee you the tips are leaning towards the Knights. Wow. No, that's disrespect there, man. That is disrespect. Obviously, I'm tipping my boys here, but this is probably the most nervous I am about a game leading up into finals. Look, if we can win this, I'd be over the moon about it. But just the way the Knights are playing, I think it's going to be an absolutely tough challenge for us. And if we play anything like we did against the Dragons, the Knights will win this 13 plus. But obviously, sticking strong to my boys, 1-12 win there for the Rabbitohs. That is my tip. And finally, we've got the Raiders against the Dogs. Look, the Dogs have been horrible this year. I don't see them competing anywhere near the Raiders. However, the Raiders are yet to win by 13 plus. Their biggest win this year is 10 points. They got belted by the Storm. Yeah, they'll probably be hungry after that. I just can't tip them 13 plus. I can't see it happening. So Raiders 1-12 for me. So let's go over the tips one more time. Cowboys 1-12 over Cronulla. Warriors 13 plus over Manly. Roosters 13 plus over the Eels. Tigers 1-12 over the Dolphins. Panthers 13 plus over the Titans. Storm 13 plus over the Dragons. Rabbitohs 1-12 over the Knights. And the Raiders 1-12 over the Bulldogs. Guys, let me know your tips down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.